Hello everyone, in this session we are going to discuss about the functional testing. When we get any application, we are the clear about idea of like what to test and how to test. We consider these two things first. When we got any application for the testing, all the functional and non-functional testing comes under the part of the what to test. Once we are clear about what to test, then will proceed how to test. And so what to test comes under the learning purpose, whereas how to test comes under the practical part. Functional testing is type of software testing in which the system is tested, the functional requirement and the specification. In this type of testing, we are testing all the functional requirement as well as the specification which are mentioned by the client. These comes under the functional testing. As the part of functional testing, we need to do lot of things like object properties coverage. We need to first perform the object properties coverage. That means if in an application, these are different types of object, like it can be button, it can be checkbox, it can be dropdown, it can be text box. These comes under the object properties coverage. This property can be changed dynamically at the runtime. For example, like there is an application, there's login application, there's the username and password. Two fields are available. When user fill these details, the OK submit button will be enabled and visible until unless if user didn't mention the detail like username and password, then the button is not in the enabled state. This is the example of the object properties coverage. These come under the functional testing. Then we are going to discuss about the database and backend testing. This is the huge kind of testing because in this type of testing we are test lot of things. We also verify the data as per the functional behavior of the testing, functional and structural. This type of testing we are performing in the database testing. Like in the functional behavior, we are checking the DML requirement like data manipulation language, insert, query, delete, update. All these things are comes under the functional testing. We also verified that by deleting some record from the UI and testing that it is removed from the database or not. It comes under the database and backend testing because we are verifying all the data as per their UI perspective, as per the backend perspective. And then after the database, when we proceed with the error handling coverage. This is the next part of the functional testing when we are doing the functional. Suppose in the login screen, when we mention username and password, it is displaying the invalid input. That's that message we need to verify. We also make sure the message of the user understandable, like message should be specific, like we have mentioned the username as well as the password, and it is representing like if the password is invalid, this is displaying the invalid password so that user can understand what is wrong in this functionality. If in the vice versa is if he mention the username incorrect, then he will get the an invalid username. In this way, the message can be understandable and user can easily recognize the error. This is also come under the error handling coverage. Next is the calculation and manipulation. For financial and banking application, we need to lot of calculation with all kinds of input, positive and negative, to verify that we are getting the accurate result or not. If there's like a GST website and there's like some of the interest rate divided into the different rules, and according to that we have to verify their calculation and check that it's getting accurate calculation or not. It comes into the calculation and manipulation part. It's the major part in the testing. For like financial application, if the calculation is wrong, it's displaying all the incorrect data, then it can be the huge disadvantage to the product side, and they can get major loss into their application. Then after the calculation and manipulation, we will move forward with the links existence and links execution. Basically, for the web-based application, we need to verify the links are working properly or not. Also, we need to verify that links properly placed on the proper manner or not, means every link is land onto the proper target page or not. If there's a link and there's some target pages, they have to land to proper target page. This testing is basically comes under the website when we are going to the website testing. Next is the cookies. Cookies are the temporary internal file which is automatically created into the browser when we accessing any application. Whether these cookies are properly created or not, and or deletable or not, what type of info it contain, all these things we need to verify into the cookies testing. This comes under the functional testing. Like functional testing, we need to perform object properties coverage, database and backend testing, error handling coverage, calculation and manipulation, links existence and links execution, and cookies. This type of testing comes under the functional testing. Thank you.